listening to the High Noon Podcast. Your host, Mason Smith.
All right, welcome to another episode of High Noon. Got a returning guest, JT Stockman, and first-time guest, Zach Headrick, everybody.
What's up?
And as always, Rylan over there, dicking around, not having his headphones on. But we're there, and Casey on the ones and twos. All right, let's look up this fucking old baseball player we were talking about. What was his name?
Headrick, you called him? No, that was the
whoever you were talking about, the guy that's old.
Oh, Max Scherzer.
Yeah, Scherzer.
Yeah, I mean, he's pretty old. Let's look him up. I'm going to go 40.
Okay. He looks
Yeah.
like a baseball player. Does it say his age? Yeah, 84, so...
But not until July. Boom. 40.
40, nice. Now, so 40s, that's old for a baseball
That's
player.
old for baseball.
Now, isn't... LeBron is like 40-something, and he's like...
He's old
it's
for
like
basketball.
crazy, right?
Yeah.
Like that age of 40 is old for any sport. Brett
Yeah, it
Favre
is.
was old, and he was still slinging gunslingers.
Yeah,
for-
Brady. Brady
So,
went till he was like 45.
I don't know sports, right? I don't keep up with sports. I don't watch sports. I heard that his son somehow got to go leave high school and plays for the Lakers, right?
No, his son didn't leave high school. He's been posed for Bronny James. He's been posed for nepotism or pegged for it because his dad is LeBron
Yeah, he
James.
played college basketball, averaged like 4 points a game.
Which is
in
not-
college.
that's-
It's
yeah.
not good.
Yeah,
It's
and
not draft for
He's
him.
not even really. He's on the G League, but he also plays on the team.
Yeah, and he's
So
done okay
he
in G
doesn't
League.
have that spark.
Well,
He's
you're-
not...
That's the thing you're starting to see with some athletes now. Is they talked about nepotism and like actors and celebrities. You're starting to see a drift over to sports, like with Deion Sanders.
Yes,
He's getting all the
Shedeur
fame, and
Sanders.
he got drafted in the 5th fucking round.
Yeah, Shedeur's like I mean, from what I saw, I thought he was great. I thought that he was going to make it. It's got to be his attitude.
He's just a good hang.
Well, I've heard that
he did great, but he also was in not a very competitive division in the Big
True.
Ten. The Big Ten they're trying to bring the Big Ten up because it's the lowest rated watched.
Is that Midwest? Is that
Midwest? That's Minnesota.
It's all
Ohio
over the
State.
place
It
now,
just
brother.
used to be.
Okay.
Yeah,
it
it
used to
is.
be Michigan and Ohio State were the only 2 reigning champs in that place. Now they got UCLA, USC.
But SEC is king, right?
Oh,
yeah, it's king.
That's for
Yeah.
teams who can't afford.
That's all
NFL
we have.
teams.
Arkansas only has the Razorbacks. That's all we got. And dude, if you're a Razorbacks fan, that's your whole world, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like my uncle is diehard
Yeah.
Razorbacks,
I gotta-
and every single year he's excited.
Yeah.
And every single year he's like, "Fuck!"
That's
Yeah.
like all Nebraska fans. I have a bunch of buddies from Lincoln, Nebraska.
Nebraska was good
Oh,
at one
Big
time.
Red.
Like,
Well, they were good Cornhuskers,
in the
right?
'90s. They were the team.
That's the thing with the Big Ten is they have the weirdest fucking mascots in that setup.
What's
I'm from Golden Gophers.
A Golden Gophers. You got the Boil-
Gophers?
Ohio State is a Buckeye. Which
Yeah,
is a
either the
P.
Boilermakers.
With the Boilermakers, the Hoosiers.
Well, a Buckeye is like a thing that falls off a tree, right?
Yeah,
think
I
so.
think
Right?
so.
That's what.
That
Yeah, you
sounds
know what I'm
right.
talking
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
that would be my guess.
Can you-
It
what
is
is
something-
a
What's a
Buckeye?
Boilermaker? It's like a
Oh wait, hold on. Sparty, Herbie Husker, Goldie Gopher,
Hell yeah.
Testudo. What the fuck is that?
That's,
Joe
Terrapin.
Bruin. Is that Boston? No.
No, that's
Scarlet
UCLA.
Knight,
Rutgers.
Purdue Pete. Boy, man, who picked these
Is
names?
Michigan out?
Brutus
Where's-
Buckeye, Herky the Hawk, Willie the Wildcat, Harry the Husky, Willie the Wildcat. Okay, Bucky the Badger. Oh, I like that one.
I don't know where they're still in the
Then you got the
Boilermaker
Wolverines.
Yeah, the
special,
Wolverines.
dude.
I don't-
That's a shot in a beer. That's my team. What state is the Boilermaker special?
Indiana.
Oh, I'm
Indiana.
moving to Indiana. But yeah, what is a Buckeye though?
It's a chestnut.
Yeah, it's
Okay, yeah.
It's a nut.
Because when I was growing up, you'd be like, "Oh, look, a Buckeye."
and plus, how the fuck do you dressed up in a mascot? So
Yeah, what the?
I like
fuck?
Goldie Gopher. He always.
Yeah, did Michigan? Did they not have a mascot like an actual?
They have the Wolverines.
Well, I know that,
I
but
don't think they have an assigned. one.
I guess not.
I like when they do the thing where the mascots play football against each other.
I like when they play against kids and the mascots don't
Just
hold mercy.
fuck them up,
Yeah.
dude.
They just stamp 'em.
Yeah.
It's really they just give these kids CT and this.
Hey, have y'all seen? Surely y'all have seen the video of the blind kid playing football, right?
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Have you
shit.
seen that? Okay. All right, we don't
what the
have to-
fuck is going on? yeah.
Have you seen the one
Yeah,
where they
okay.
put the special needs kid in and they tell everyone we're gonna let him
The meme-
score?
Is it like
and
a parody?
is it fake?
Are you talking about where a guy levels his ass?
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's fake
Oh,
as
okay.
That's right.
Because I was like,
Buddy.
God damn, dude.
There's no way that would not be headline news.
I didn't know that was fake. I thought it was real.
You know, that's when you need to throw the special needs kid in is when the game's on the line. You're like, hey, who wants to be the asshole?
Speaking of award-winning retards, I rewatched The Ringer the other day.
Oh, great movie.
Phenomenal.
Great movie.
Good throwback. Yeah.
Hey, dude, you
Very
can't.
good.
They don't make them like that
They
anymore.
do not.
I think it's gonna start to come back though with that shit.
Well, dude, I mean, obviously now we all know we can say retard's free again.
Well,
you can
yeah.
say retard, you can say fag now. Like it's all back. I think the pendulum has swung back. But
And it's gonna do it again though eventually.
dude, and also the thing that made The Ringer good was he didn't go full like. Like, you know what I mean? Like he just was like real autistic.
Yeah,
What came first, the South Park episode or the Ringer? Because that's like the same
The Ringer
premise.
came first.
Wait, what was the
The
I
South
don't-
Park where
You're talking about
Cartman,
the one
he,
where he-
gets his mom to sign for him to be in the Special Olympics, and they're like, "What's his condition?" And she's like, "He's retarded."
He's a very special boy.
Where
Dude,
Jimmy
so-
and Jimmy's on steroids in that one. Isn't
You know
he?
Yeah,
what,
Jimmy
man?
takes steroids.
I never was into South Park until I was an adult.
Oh, I was hooked from a
I was a
child.
Simpsons and King of the Hill guy.
Yeah, I
like
was
those
8
were
whenever
two-
I got introduced to South Park.
Yeah,
it was
I don't-
second season, followed it ever since.
It
then.
wasn't that I wasn't allowed to. It just never. I was always like, I don't like how the cartoons look shitty.
Yeah, that's fair.
That was like my only
On a
argument for
cussing
it.
kids, I could relate to that so much because I was a little kid that cussed all the time and wasn't
Yeah.
supposed to. So I fucking loved South Park.
Dude,
naturally.
do you remember the first time that you heard the word fucker?
Yeah.
Me too.
Yeah.
I was in the 2nd grade and my buddy came up to me and he goes, "Hey, you ever heard the word fucker?" And I was like, "No, what is that?" And he goes, "Fucker." And I was like, "Fucker? Huh. I like that." And I'll never forget that same day I was in the car with my mom and I go, "Is fucker a bad word?" And she slammed on the brakes and was like, "Where did you hear that?" And I was just like, "TV?" Which, by the way, this was in the 90s. They weren't saying fucker on TV. Well, maybe HBO, but I didn't
Yeah.
have HBO.
Well, I remember back in the old days, like I would look at the dictionary and
I thought you were
find.
going to say I looked at dicks.
No. In the dictionary, you could find similar. They'd have similar words next to it. So I would just like get my bad words from that. Like I'd look up pussy and vagina be there. And I remember like calling people a wom, thinking I was cool because it was womb was the thing on there. He's like, "You fucking woms? You don't know what a wom is?"
With your accent, it sounds kind of like a slur.
Dude, I think I might start calling people woms.
Wom is a good one.
It definitely sounds like a slur from you.
Yeah,
Yes.
You fucking woms.
Just
dude.
based
These goddamn woms.
I remember I tried to look up vagina when I was like 9, but I didn't know how to spell it, and this was before we had the internet. So I was like BACH.
Batch?
I couldn't spell, but I had only ever heard people say vagina.
So you thought there was a B?
I didn't know how to spell it fucking at all. I
Yeah,
was
the
a
B
dumb
is
kid.
silent in vagina. It's B, B.
Vagina. No.
Vagina.
Well, phonetically, B and V are very
People in people with a Boston accent would say vagina.
vagina. Yeah.
Come on, you vagina.
Because they sometimes put, instead of an A, they put an ER. Like, I can't think of one right now. I got to think about it. I'll get back to you.
We used to have the slang words like vajayjay and shit like that.
Oh, yeah,
VJ.
GG or
Right in the vag.
flicking your bean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
JJ was a good one.
Gash, pussy.
You guys ever use gayfer? You guys remember gayfer? That was like
I know
the big
beaver.
slur. Gayfer was we'd call people instead of faggots, we'd say you gayfer.
Like
and
gay
that
for
was
pay?
like the thing, and then it just disappeared.
We
Nobody.
used to call people G-wangsters. That was like for white kids
Yeah, I
that
don't
dressed.
Oh,
like,
wiggers.
No, but they
yeah,
were
that's
gay
what
ass wanksters.
Yeah,
is what
that's
they used
what-
to-
Yeah,
You fucking
we
G-wangster.
just say.
Dude, we used to be so mean to wiggers.
Yeah, everyone was. That
Like,
was
and they were, because the thing is, they were committed, dude.
Yes.
Like, they were in the bit. Like, and they were really into it.
Because you grew up in a small country town.
Oh, yeah, and that's where the wiggers are dominant.
Well, no,
Yeah.
but then
Not mine.
how big was your
Why,
town?
why y'all beat them up?
No, I was in my hometown. I was the black kid at my school, just because by associate I knew black people. So they're
Yeah.
like, "Oh, Zach, if we have any questions about black people, let's ask him." There you
Really?
go.
That's funny.
Yeah,
He's
it
a
was
good
weird.
translator.
You
Yeah,
can look it up.
translator,
You can
yeah.
look it up right now. Hillham, Tennessee. Google black population. It's going to say 0. Hillham.
I saw 10 of
Is it HAM?
HILHAM, it'll be 0. I guarantee it.
It'll be
guarantee
0.
it. It's gonna be like
How far?
no black
how
people.
far? So you grew up. You're Alabama, right?
So I was born in Alabama, and then from age 9 to 21, I lived in backwoods. Tennessee, let's say, or not. I don't know, 0%.
It's overwhelmingly white, with 93% of residents identifying as such. A couple of black individuals are not explicitly
0
listed.
black, 0 native, 0 Asian, 0
But look,
Islander, 0
black residents
other.
is listed as 0%. 0.7% identify as belonging to. I mean, identifying is one thing, but man, look. Oh, there's the census. 0 black, 0 native,
Hispanic,
0 Asian, 0 Islander, 0 other, and then
Yes,
0.7.
those 0.7 are like, hey, we have Cherokee Indian in it.
Yeah. Oh God. Yeah. Dude, what is with Southern whites
Yeah, I know.
thinking that they have fucking native? Dude, my family thinks that they have it.
Yeah, well,
Yeah,
that's the
same.
northern thing too. That's a pretty. Here's the. It's a white thing, buddy. It's a very like diversify. Like I need to take a fucking 23andMe.
Yeah, which I'm never doing. Not my DNA. You're not getting.
It's funny that if you have people that take them. My mom took one, and she's like, "Oh, it turns out I'm 1/8 Blackfoot Sioux." I was like, "Oh, that explains it." Explains what? I was like, "Who knows? I don't fucking care." Like, just tell people, "Oh, that explains it."
It's like remember when Trump used to call that lady Poconos or whatever?
Yeah.
Pocahontas.
Okay.
Yeah. What was it? He was called Pocahontas.
Is Elizabeth Warren?
Yeah. And then she like took the test, and turns out she wasn't.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like she's like, "No, I am." And then takes the test, and she's like,
Yeah.
it's just a
Very
bit.
little. Yeah. That's pretty funny.
But
Oh, wait,
what
so
was
it-
the population of that time?
It's like 500 to 800. It's very small.
So
Very
wait, so
small
when you left
backwoods.
Tennessee, when you said 21, right? Did you
Yeah.
go back to Alabama?
Went back to 'cause that's where my whole family lives. Is
Okay.
in Muscle Shoals, Alabama.
Is that
So
by
I
the?
went
That
back
sounds like
there.
a beach beach
No,
town.
it does sound beachy. It's not. It is north. It's like right at the Tennessee line. It's on the Tennessee River, and it's named after the mussels that were on the river. But these fucking retards in like 1890 misspelled mussel and spell it like muscle.
Yeah.
You know, and that's just
Buddy,
they
they
just
were
left.
retarded.
Oh,
They were just from
I'm
Alabama.
gonna be honest. I'm gonna be honest. If you told me to spell muscles like
Fair.
that you would eat, I would still MUSCLES.
Yeah, you're talking about like a human.
Yeah, but that's
muscle.
what our town is named after.
Yeah.
You know, they just never corrected it. They're like, nah, fuck it. We already signed it.
Yeah,
now,
that
so.
is what it is.
Yeah.
But how do you spell actual muscles that you eat?
MUSSEL.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, that sounds like a French thing.
I'm pretty sure it is.
Yeah. Because also, who's eating fucking snails anyways, you know?
The mussels.
They don't
are-
really eat them
I
in
like
America. That's mainly
Oh.
like that's not an American thing to eat snails. U.S. snails. I think they eat French snails.
Well, when I was in
I
Boston,
like oysters.
When I was in Boston, I tried oysters.
They rule, dude.
Oh, I love oysters.
I fucking
Nah,
love
I
it.
hate
I love
it.
like breaded.
I
The breaded
you do
oysters
like
are the
it?
best
No.
thing.
Fried
Oh my
oysters
God.
are the shit, buddy.
Disgusting.
I
Yep.
love them.
It tastes like the ocean, and it's loogie texture.
Nah.
That's why you get a fried oyster. It's
Yeah,
very,
if you get
it's
it
a lot
breaded,
better.
dude, they are so.
Also, here
fucking
was my
good.
argument for why people. I'm like, why do you like it? Because my buddy's like a big foodie that took me to try oysters for the first time, and he's like, no, you got to put and he puts like this red stuff on there,
yeah.
and then he put some other stuff on. He like he put a little lemon, like really did it up, and he goes, now try it, and I'm like, all right, if you have to cover the taste of something with all that other shit, that means it's probably
that's
not
fine.
good.
Well, do you not season your steak?
I mean, I would eat it without the seasoning,
Yeah, I got you. I'm just trying to make a point.
but it's like
It's an
I
acquired
love
taste
them.
for sure. It's
Yeah, they're an aphrodisiac too.
dude,
that's
I mean,
what they yeah.
we used to eat oysters out of the can in Minnesota. You want to
Dude,
talk about
my
nasty
my
shit?
dad eats sardines from the can.
See, that's fucked up.
And it stink. Dude, my dad used to bring salmon patties. So I used to work for my dad at one of my welding jobs. I was a welder for 11 years. And he would literally bring salmon patties to the break room and would microwave them.
Oh God, it stink. That was the fuck
he
up.
would be in the break room because he was the boss. And no one's going to tell him shit. And I would go, Dad, stop fucking bringing salmon patties to the break room. See how you're in here alone right now? Because no one's willing to tell you this is rude.
You just fucking stink.
And my dad's just in there like, that's my lunch. I'm like, it's gross, dude. It's so nasty.
That's amazing.
But of course, no one would say anything.
Yeah.
Ugh. I don't like fish.
I like. Have you had no freshwater
love
fish,
fish.
nothing.
No, especially freshwater.
You
It
don't
tastes
like
like a lake.
catfish?
Oh no, I love
love
like
catfish,
northern
dude.
dude.
No.
I growing up in Minnesota, it was all like, it was northern pike, bass, panfish were like the shit, and you could if you get drunk, you could just love eating them for days.
If I was shit faced, I'd probably fucking choke.
If you
down
tried the
fish.
shit,
Have you ever cleaned a fish? Have you ever like done the whole
I mean,
process?
I was there.
Yeah.
Like
okay.
I watched it, but I didn't.
You
but I
eventually
didn't do
do
it. Yeah.
It's
Because
funny.
I grew up fishing.
Yeah, same.
Hunting and fishing.
Yeah, I grew up on a pond, and we would do that like all the time. I kind of got burnt out on it. Like now as an adult, I don't even give a shit about it. But when I was a kid, we'd do that like
Well, it was
5
fun.
nights a week.
Yeah, it
We
was
would go
fun.
and-
well,
yeah.
like does half your family still do it though?
Yeah, I've actually got like professional fisher cousins.
My cousin's a
Yeah, my
fishing guy in
cousin's a
Minnesota.
professional
Yeah.
bass fisherman.
That's the thing. If it's either not for you or it's just your life, and that's how
Yeah.
they live that shit.
Mike, he lives for that shit, dude. And he's won boats. He's won like money.
The shit you can win on ice fishing tournaments up in
I
Minnesota.
love ice fishing.
That's
Nah,
a
I would
fun
love
one.
to do that.
I was
Ice
thinking,
fishing, all you're doing, you're just getting shit faced while you watch a fucking flag pop up, and you go over there and you just pull it up with your hands, and that's it.
dude,
It's the
ice fishing
easiest
was the
fuck-
original podcasting without the microphone.
It's so.
It literally
that'd
was.
be a fun podcast.
Oh, it would
I'm
be.
guaranteed
Ice
already
fishing?
exists.
I'd be down for that.
and
That'd
ice
be
fishing.
sick,
Let's go to
dude.
Minnesota, fellas.
I'm
this
so
December.
down. I'm so down.
My
dude.
cousins, we can go spear fishing through the ice, whatever the fuck.
Do you? So when I went 2 years in a row up in on Kaiser Lake in Maine. Stephen King lives there. He has a house on the lake
Okay.
there, and you auger. You take this auger and you just drill these holes. They're like that big, and then you just put this thing across it. It's got and then you put your line down there with the bait.
So it's got like
And
a
it-
Yeah, it's a
wheel
tip
on
rod.
Yeah,
it.
it sits
Well,
across
so-
it like that.
Okay.
And then when a fish gets on it, the flag pops up. Now, meanwhile, so you got these holes, and they're all out in front of you, right? But you're only allowed so many per person.
Mm-hmm.
And so you're literally, you don't even bring a cooler. You just bring the beer, and you set it in the snow, and you're just chilling. I literally was sitting there just rolling joints. We're all, me and these other old guys,
Dude, that's the same
smoking
shit.
doobies, drinking beer, talking dirty, telling stories.
Half the
and
time-
then, and then you go, oh shit!
Well, like, because the way it's rated out there, you can only be allowed, like, certain lines per person. We would have to go out there, and my dad would just bring us if we didn't want to go. He would buy us licenses, and he'd make us sit out there, and he
Just
would
so
just
he could
run
have-
them.
yeah.
Just
what
so you
kind
could
of
run
fish
them
do you
all.
usually catch?
These were lake trout. Is
Okay,
what, is what
lake
we were
trout.
That's
catching.
probably why you don't like fucking freshwater
Oh, I
fish.
didn't eat it.
You got to smoke that shit. Lake trout and salmon.
I
You got to try a sunfish, like bluegill.
I will tell you.
Bluegill are good.
I
I like
did-
cleaning the. There's
They're
the
easy
catfish
to
are fucking hard to clean.
Scalefish,
Yeah.
catfish are nasty.
And they get you with
Yeah.
that barb, too.
Yeah, you gotta like cut their whole head
So
off and then
catfish are
just
nasty?
skin them. It's
I mean,
weird.
if
the fuck
depending how
outta
you
here.
cook them, I like smoked catfish.
I love catfish.
I don't know. Catfish was like
They are
my town's
hard.
whole fucking thing growing up.
Well, like,
So-
because they're bottom feeders, right? They're technically
Yeah, it's kind of like a nasty.
It's a little
nasty
bit, but
fish.
I don't know. You put the right combo of seasonings on there.
Again,
they're
you
fucking-
smoke
they're
it, you
good.
season it right. It's like
Yeah.
for ours it was catfish and eel pout, and eel pout was like the natural freshwater eel
If
fish.
you look up an eel pout,
It's fucking.
Please don't.
What is it?
No,
Eel
look
pout?
it up. They have a whole festival. If you ever wanted to experience it, it's in Walker, Minnesota, and they have it. It's just called a festival. They do eel pout races where you carve lines on the ice and you make them race.
What?
They do a thing, a competition. You catch the
Cool.
biggest
and,
one.
and you're like, go, go, go.
Oh, dude, people are loving that shit. That's an eel pout.
I want to say that's
Okay.
first of all looks disgusting.
It's a bottom feeder.
Look up what he just talked about. These eel races he just said.
Eel pout festival.
So you eat those too?
You smoke. You have to smoke them. You
Okay.
can only
Yeah,
eat them.
that
I
is-
mean
smoked.
that. Yeah, that's like
Okay,
the
I'm with you on
size of
that
a
one.
catfish.
Yeah, they're just grow massive and.
I want to do images on that eel pout festival, or no, the races, the races.
And the crazy thing is, if you're from
the
down
internet
south,
fucking
half
up?
the time people look at this shit like you're insane, like you're just parking on the ice.
Yeah, but that ice is
Oh, but they don't
what,
understand
like 3
that.
feet, 4 feet.
Oh,
thick?
3 feet thick. Yeah, you're seeing people drive trucks and. I mean,
Dude, I can't tell you how much I love live. I miss living in the Northeast. So the whole winter culture, like this type shit.
yeah, it's very
I-
Scandinavian
I
based.
fucking love the blizzards and like I said,
Staying
dude,
in a cabin.
going out and doing that ice fishing up in Maine that I did. That was the funnest shit I've ever fucking done, dude.
It's there.
See, I'd like it if I had it all the time, but I grew up like in Tennessee. We get like 3 snow days a year, and it's just fuck everything
And that
up.
shuts the
that's
town
'cause-
down.
Yeah, I remember like
society
it
collapses.
cost me from getting laid one time, and since then I'm like, fuck the snow, you know, because my
Fuck
mom
that
was just
bitch,
like, I'm
Mother
not driving
Nature.
you to her house.
And
it's
that's
snow.
not the good kind of snow either. That's
Yeah.
that shitty, icy.
It's
Yeah,
that
well,
just bullshit.
our town
Yeah,
doesn't
it's
know
just
how to
sleety
deal
slush.
with it either.
Yeah, 'cause you're not
you know?
prepared
Just
for
not
it.
used to it. Yeah,
They're
That's
not
like
going to
your-
bring snow trucks down for that shit.
That's how it is here. You get a fucking half an inch, and then the whole world is collapsing.
Yeah.
My hometown last year actually got like 6 inches, which is like a big deal.
Yeah.
But it's gone in a couple days.
The funnest
yeah.
thing is to watch people try and drive on it.
Oh, and then it's just one wreck after the
Just-
other.
Huh?
Yeah,
Seen
they
that.
forget what traction control
Have
is.
y'all seen that video from the highway a few years ago here from
Oh,
Dallas
the
Fort
massive
Worth?
blizzard where like
It was
100
like
people.
It wasn't even a blizzard. It was just black ice.
Yeah.
and it's like 160 cars or something.
Oh, I used to
just
watch those.
one after. It was in Fort Worth a few years ago when they had the grid
The
shut
100-car
down.
pileup.
Dude, it was like 160 something cars, I think.
They had a few deaths in there because
Oh,
nobody could
few.
get to them.
Yeah, and it was just, I mean, one after the other, just fucking. And the dude filming is just like, oh, here we go, another one. No.
There's nothing you can do
No,
half the
there's
time.
fuck.
All those videos you watch and people are like, you can't even walk back to try and warn people because you cannot see shit in that whiteout.
Dude, well, no, there was no snow. This was literally just black ice. Like it wasn't even snowing. Yeah, this video
Yeah.
right here. See, it's not even snowing. It's literally just it's just iced. So how is this side, the guy that's filming, how are they not in the ice? Oh, is it the fucking internet? What the fuck? How come it happens when your fucking computer's here?
Hey, guy. Listen to him.
Don't blame the tech.
It's not always like this either.
Yeah, well, anyways. That sucks.
Yeah, last one I drove through, I was in Albuquerque last year whenever they had their big snow, and it was pretty wild because they don't really prepare for it either, and it was just
Right.
everywhere. And I was like on the way. I went to the Grand Canyon. That's why I went.
But this was the same year
This was last
Texas was
year,
getting
right?
cocky
This
and
was last
talking about
year. It was
seceding
like
from the
a
U.S. and then they
shit
went
ton
to
of
that
snow
blizzard.
there in the Grand Canyon.
That was. Were y'all here for that for the blizzard in early 2021?
Yep.
I moved here.
was
Wait, after I was here, I moved here after that.
Yeah. That shit was wild.
That's
Yeah.
when that was.
No,
Dallas
this was
Fort Worth.
that was the following year. I'm pretty sure because 2020, it was the 2020 blizzard you're talking about because that was the first when I first got to Texas.
Well, it was 2021 because it was like.
Yeah.
oh, early 2020.
Yeah. Because I was in Florida because I almost moved here, and I was kind of like, oh, thank God, I'm in
moved
Tampa.
here
It's
in
fucking
November of
60 degrees
2020.
here.
Wait, you were living in Florida
I
before
just
you moved
moved.
here?
I moved to Tampa. I lived there for 2 years.
You lived
before
in
I moved
Tampa,
here.
right?
I lived in Tampa for a year in 2016 when it was still fun
Oh,
to
okay.
be there. It was when
Gosh,
Tampa was
dude,
a
Tampa
nice
rules.
place because
I
it
fucking
was,
love Tampa.
It was an
still rules.
enjoyable spot. It's like the retirement home of Florida. That's
And
the
is that
real-
where you
Oh, that's
started?
so cool. Nah, it's where I've done most of my comedy. Was in Tampa, probably. I started in Muscle Shots. Me and Brent Reed actually started together.
Nice,
Same
nice.
open mic. First open mic we met, and instantly just became really good friends after
Yeah.
that. And
And was that in so when y'all were starting in Alabama, were y'all going to like that club in Huntsville?
we were, yeah, we had like a little open mic scene in Florence and Muscle Shoals.
Mm-hmm.
And we kind of were just in charge of that.
Yeah, y'all were kind of like the guys.
Yeah, so we would do that like twice a week, and then we'd drive to Huntsville the other
How long
nights.
was that? How long was the drive?
It's about an hour and a half, 2 hours.
Okay.
Yeah.
But fun though.
Yeah,
we're going
super fun.
going
Oh,
to
yeah.
the big city.
I just get blackout drunk. Yeah.
going to Huntsville.
Yeah.
I liked.
Could you see NASA?
No, there's like a rocket ship like from the interstate. You can pass it. And
That's
see
just
it.
sitting there for
Yeah.
just looks, or it's just prepared.
Just sitting there.
Yeah, what are they doing with it?
I don't know. It's been there since I was a kid, though.
Oh,
Since
so
I was,
that
like,
one
9
might
or
be
10.
just to look cool.
Just on display. Yeah.
Let's see the Huntsville rocket.
Yeah.
So like, hey, I swear to God, that thing will take off at some point.
I went
don't know.
I went to a mic in Huntsville
Ain't got
once.
no
They
gas
had
in it.
they had remodeled an entire school into a bar, open mic.
Is
Like
that
it was
the one that
fif-
just sits there?
Yep. That's it. It's right off the interstate.
Nice. Who remodeled a what?
No, it was a pointless story. I was just saying it was the scene they had over there was kind of cool with the Huntsville setup, the smaller scene and shit like that.
Yeah.
But
It's really cool. It's not what you expect Like
It's kind of
honestly.
underwhelming.
Well, no, it's like super. Thinking of Alabama. You're gonna think a lot of slurs at open mics. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Not the case in Huntsville.
yeah.
It
Well,
is
like,
like
it's
it's more
like super
woke. It's way
progressive.
more progressive
It's very-
and
yeah,
woke
it's very
than
liberal.
here.
I'm
For
wanted
sure.
in Birmingham, Alabama.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But what?
Do you want to admit that online?
I still don't know if
I got
it's
warrants.
So I had a warrant there because I got arrested there one time. I was at a Bass Nectar concert on New Year's Eve, and I got arrested, and they gave me a public intox, and I just never moved
never
shortly after back to Boston, and and then I called the jail and I go, hey, I'm in Massachusetts.
I'm not going.
I'm not gonna fly down for a whatever $100
Court
misdemeanor,
date,
whatever
yeah.
this is. I go, since it's such a you already have my bail money, you got my $350. Can you just keep that and we'll call it square? And she was like, no, you have to come. And I'm like, what do I gotta do to not come? And she goes, you can write a letter to the judge. So I paid a smart friend. This is before ChatGPT.
Yeah.
And I paid a smart friend of mine to write me this nice letter, and I sent it to the judge. And I call and I go, so does that work? And this was like a week later or something. She was like, yep, she said you still got to come.
Oh, shit.
And I'm like, well, I'm not coming. And she's like, well, there'll be a warrant. And I was like, I guess come and get me.
Yeah, they're not
I
gonna
mean,
get
good
you.
luck.
Guess I just can't go to
Like,
bail.
it'll cost you more to come and get me.
Well, they
than-
don't even
than
bother with
any-
that shit. If you just get caught there, though, for anything, you'll.
Well, so here's the thing. So I've had my ID ran since then, and no one brought anything up. So either it's just gone and like away, or if I'm in Birmingham, maybe they'll be
I
like,
think
In
it's
Alabama-
if you're in.
Yeah,
and
it's-
normally,
it's-
that's how warrants work. Is if it's
Yeah,
in that
it's
state.
Just in that state.
Yeah.
unless
So
it was
you're
like a felony warrant or something.
If it was,
Yeah.
if it became more of a interstate warrant.
Yeah,
or
if it was
some
like a
shit.
federal warrant, that'd be one
good.
thing.
Have you been to jail any other times? That's your
before?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
same, brother.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Have you been to jail?
Hell yeah.
Oh, jail tales. We're
Yeah.
doing jail tales. I haven't had a good jail tales in a while. How many times you been arrested?
A rat. Probably like 7 times.
Nice. All right, I got
It's
you
been
beat.
like a long time, but
What's
Most-
the longest you spent in jail?
just a weekend. It was I did juvie a lot.
Okay, let's hear about that.
So first time I ever got arrested, I was 14. And me and my buddy, we were trying to get fucked up. We couldn't get anybody to buy us alcohol. So we're like, all right, what we're going to do is we're going to Walmart and we're going to steal Robitussin.
Oh,
Robitussin,
been there.
brother. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So we did it. We went in the bathroom and we hear a walkie-talkie behind this Coke machine. And we're like, what the fuck? And then you see the guy like shuffling. We just got out of the bathroom. The guy had been following us around.
Okay.
And then he just came out and like loaded us in the cop car.
Wait. Hold on. You said you were going to steal the Robitussin, right?
Yeah, we did in the
Were you
bathroom.
already drinking?
Nah, we didn't drink it.
Oh,
That
fuck.
was-
So you didn't even get to
we
be
didn't get-
arrested while on the Robitussin?
No, we didn't. So we went to jail. My friend's parents bailed him out. My mom was like, nah, fuck him. We're going to make him stay the
Yeah,
weekend.
that's what my dad did when I had my big arrest.
Yeah. So I had to do that. I go to I had to do like a drug rehabilitation thing for DXM.
Really?
Yeah.
What's that like? They just go, hey, don't do that.
It was weird. I was like 15. I was probably 16 whenever like all the charges were like in place because I was driving there because I'd get fucked up and they got in my little rehab thing.
What were you getting? Now, when you were going and getting fucked up to go to the rehab thing, what were you getting fucked up on then?
I'd drink alcohol and then I'd do blow. So
At 16?
At 16, yeah.
I wasn't doing. I was too scared to do cocaine at 16.
yeah, I was 15 when I tried it, and then I
Wow.
started
That's
doing a lot
early.
when I was 16. Yeah.
Hell yeah! And when you went to the you never had to do drug tests,
No,
dude. From the time I
no, I
was,
didn't.
I want to say I got my first MIP when I was 15 or 16. Minor in possession for those of you squares out there.
I got
I've
no
had-
jail tales.
I've had 8 of them. I've had 8 minor in possessions, and I got my first one at like 15, and they were like, all right, well, and it was alcohol related, but I had to constantly be taking piss tests. For
Yeah.
like a year, I had to take piss tests.
never
but
did.
they did it so infrequently that like I was still smoking weed, and it was just like fine.
That was, I mean, as long as you weren't doing shit, I mean, as long as you weren't getting caught in between, they'll ease it. They won't be as aggressive with it, but if you keep fucking up.
Dude, I remember I was on probation, right? Because you're on probation until you pay your fine off, was always the thing. And I remember for like a full year, they never drug tested me one time. I was supposed to get drug tests Never got it, not one time. I smoked weed the whole time. My buddy was like, dude, they're never going to drug test you. And I was like, yeah, you're right. Fuck them. And then when I was I did drug court for a year. You know drug court? So it's like, instead of getting a felony and going to prison, if you have a lawyer, they'll get you this thing. And if it's your first offense, you can get this thing called drug court.
Okay.
So if you complete the full year, you're sober, you go to 2 AA meetings a week, and you go to counseling a couple times a week throughout the year. And at the end of the year, you're no longer a felon. It goes away. It's like it never happened. That's the whole thing about drug court. And it's expensive.
So is that when you were underage and stuff?
No, this happened to me when I was 20. 20 to 21, and when I got out,
expunged
I was
anyways
22.
after you were 18.
Yeah, no, this was all like, if I wouldn't have got drug court, I would have been a felon, which is for life. That's forever.
Yeah.
Unless you pay a shit ton of money to have it expunged or whatever. So every day in drug court, Monday through Friday, you call this number, and if it's your color, you have to go take a piss test. And that was like intense as fuck. But I knew that they can't test you for acid or mushrooms. So on the weekends, we were still doing acid and mushrooms, and I knew that they can't test you for alcohol if it's longer than 24 hours. They tried to tell us, oh, we have a machine that can go back 72 hours, so don't be drinking on the weekends. It's bullshit. I drank every Friday and Saturday, and they never once knew.
We have a machine that can go back 72 hours.
No.
It's not about what's in your system. It's about this fucking time machine
Yeah.
that can test you.
For real.
Like, holy shit.
And dude, they thought that, and also I never got in trouble one time during drug court, and I even went through all the AA stuff, and I got my 1 year chip of like sobriety, and every time I'd go to these meetings, I would never speak. I would just say, hi, my name's Mason, I'm an alcoholic, right? I would do the thing, but I would never talk. And one time this old man goes, hey, let me talk to you for a second. I'm like, what's up, man? Because I don't talk to any of these fucking weirdos. And this guy's like, you're not working the program, are you? And I was like, nope. And he goes, I can tell. I'm like, yeah, what about it? And he's like, you're just here for the signature, huh? And I'm like, yeah.
Yeah. I didn't ask to be
You
here.
want to sign it? Like, I don't know what you want.
Yeah.
And he kind of acted like, yeah, I'll be seeing you. And it's like, yeah, nothing ever happened since. I was like, I've been a good boy the whole time.
Yeah.
Still boozing it up.
Oh, I mean, it's just
Just
like
killing
sober
it.
people to talk down to you. It's like I didn't want to be here. If I was just
Yeah.
coming to lie to myself and still do drugs and get a chip.
Yeah.
I will tell you this, though. I was 21 when I was doing AA, and I started fucking this married 31-year-old. Pretty cool.
Yeah. From NAA?
Pretty
You met her?
cool.
Did you meet her in AA?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, met her, and she was court
Holy
mandated,
shit.
too.
Okay.
And she would get us hotel rooms on the weekends.
Nice.
Yeah, buy me beer.
That rules.
Was she sober?
Was she your sponsor
No,
or some
we were
shit?
getting drunk together on the weekends and just fucking.
Hell yeah.
She was
That's
hot, too.
Oh, yeah.
She was really hot. That was back when I was doing a lot of brush fucking.
What's
What? Yeah,
what-
Where you
definition.
fuck in the woods.
Okay.
Oh, brush fucking.
I thought
Brush
you were talking
fucking.
about like fucking girls with pubes or something.
No.
I thought that was a bush. Like, that sounds like bush fucking.
I hear bushwhacking.
Yeah, that's pretty funny, though. No, brush fucking's where you just go out in the woods and you have sex.
Nice.
Oh, we've all done that at
A
once.
lot of field fucking.
Yeah.
Because my parent or my dad has like, my family has like hundreds of acres in Arkansas. So you would just pick a field and just drive in there, put a blanket down, and just get after it.
just have some good field fucking.
Dude, I remember one time we were banging in the field, and I hear my uncle's diesel coming, and I'm like, oh, fuck, put your clothes on. Not that, like, he would care, but we were naked, and I'm like, get dressed. And my uncle just sort of drives by and goes, how you doing? I'm going to turn around. I'm like, thanks, uncle.
Oh,
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah, I miss the old brush fucking.
Oh, dude.
The good
Yeah.
brush
Fucking on
fucking
the
days.
four-wheeler in the woods?
Yeah, absolutely.
Good time.
Didn't fuck on a 4-wheeler, but maybe in a single cab pickup.
I've got a full wheeler before. That was fun. We started banging early back in my day.
How old were you when you lost your
I was
virginity?
13.
Really? That is, dude. I was 17.
It was a week.
Yeah, I was 16.
Week before my 14th birthday. For my 14th birthday, my mom, I wanted it. I said it was because for skateboarding, but I was dating this whore of a girl.
Yeah, wait, was she 13?
So I got a video camera, and I told them I was like, I need it for skateboarding. I'm trying to become a famous skateboarder, Mom. And then I ended up just using it, and they found my sex tape. My parents.
Filmed yourself losing your virginity?
No, I filmed myself getting a blowjob though.
And they found it?
They found it.
How fucking awkward
Wait, was it a VHS tape?
It was like one of the it was
The
like
small cassette.
The small cassettes. My stepdad said he was like looking for tapes to use, and they found mine in a fucking little discreet drawer that I had hidden.
Why
and
did
then,
you want to?
So then they called my dad, and I was like, and Dad usually would meet 2 hours away, and he was gonna make the whole 4-hour trip, and I'm like, I'm fucked, And then I get there, and then he's like the most proud he's ever been a man. Yeah, it was so cool.
And he goes, dude, and you got it on tape?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
You got it on tape?
Dude, that just goes to show you
He's like,
because
my son is the man.
Yeah.
That's cool. What'd your mom think?
She was like crying and stuff.
My
but it was
baby
good.
boy, I cannot believe
was
it's
good. I
Zach.
remember they told me before I went to the fair too.
To the what?
To the fair. The fair
forgot
was
your
like
fair.
you going to the fair is like the thing you did in my hometown. That's all we had.
Oh, no,
We
yeah,
had
county
once a
fair.
year.
It's a big
we
deal.
had
Once
it
a
for
year.
1 week, and we were there every night. We're trying to get laid most of the time.
Of course.
But I was supposed to be with my girlfriend, and she's like, so I ended up telling her, and we didn't tell her parents or anything. So that was cool.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
that would have been
Dude, there
weird
was
as hell.
nothing worse than when you would get caught. Like, we used to get caught drinking, but at a friend's house.
Yeah.
And their parents were always cool enough not to tell my parents.
Yeah.
You always had that one set of parents that's like, don't let me see you doing the shit blatantly,
Yeah.
and don't make your friends think
Most
it's
of
okay to.
my friends' parents were really
Yeah.
good.
My buddy's parents that we would drink at were always the parents that go. They would let us just hang out with the adults.
Yeah.
And they'd be like, you guys can drink these beers, we don't care. They were like, as long as you don't drink any of the hard stuff.
And
then they would say, give us your keys.
Yeah, that's the thing. If you didn't
Which,
leave,
fair enough,
that was it.
That's how my dad was. As soon as they found my sex tape, Dad was like, "Yep, you can drink with us.
You're a
It's
man
you
now.
drinking?
son.
Yeah.
You want a beer?
Nice.
Yeah, that's how it
Have
was.
some beer with your blowjob. Dude,
Oh,
so
it's pretty cool.
back up a little bit. Back to your losing your virginity at 13. How old was the girl that you lost your virginity?
Same age. She was
Okay.
like 3 months younger.
And she was
than
already
me.
a whore.
Well, I mean, buddy.
Well,
I knew
yeah.
a chick that got pregnant in the 7th grade.
Yeah. Well, the ones that would make out with the dudes, you're like, oh, they'll go further.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
They'll go
Yeah.
further.
And
That's
then
the ones you start dating.
what was funny is
once you hit
those are-
puberty, you're
Yeah.
like, because I remember being in 5th grade, I was like, I want to date the prettiest girl in school, and then 2 years later, I'm like, I'm dating the biggest slut.
Yeah.
I don't care how
Yeah.
hot she is. If she puts my penis in her mouth, then I care very much about her. you know?
Yeah. and then they get passed around too.
Oh,
yeah.
word gets out, and then they just
Like,
go
hey,
with it as
I
well.
heard if you get Rhonda a couple beers, she'll show you your boobs.
Uh-huh.
And it's not even that they pass it around; they pass themselves around half
Yeah.
the time with it. They
Yeah,
were just
sure.
being hoes on the fly in high school. Just,
Dude, I remember the second time I ever had, or the second girl I ever had sex with. We were at a house party where one of my best friends, shout out Goofy, this dude's 6'9", but not in an athletic way. Like he was, like
he was like gangly and skinny.
yeah. You knew exactly what I meant, and so we called him Goofy. He was the man though. Like he was one of my best friends, and his dad got really sick our senior year in high school. So but his dad went to a home or like a hospital, but so he had a full blown house. It was like this exact house kind of, and that was the party house. Every weekend we would just go. He was one of the. You know how there's some of those kids that turn 18 at the beginning of the school year or like mid school
Yeah.
year,
Yeah.
and they're kind of. It's like, oh, he's 18 already.
About cigarettes.
So he was allowed to live alone. So that was where we partied, and dude, we would just get shit house there. But one night we're all partying, and there's this chick. I remember her name was Brianna, and every time you meet a Brianna, they're usually whores, and I don't know, like Brittany's. Ashley's.
It starts with a brie.
Yeah, Stacy's are always usually, you know. And so she's going around making out with just everybody. And I'm like, hell, I want to fucking get in on this. Yeah. So we start making out. And I guess she sort of like picked me. And because she goes, will you take me home? And then there was this 25-year-old that used to like my band. He was the guy that would buy us alcohol. And we would just let him party with us. which is also in hindsight
Yeah.
kind of creepy.
Yeah.
But
But,
got a lot
at
of
that
those.
time, you were like,
I got a lot of
cool.
those for him.
because I was the booze guy. I was the guy that every weekend the kids would call to get the booze because I had these older friends from being in this metal band. Mm-hmm. So he used to date this girl that's making out with everybody. So she goes, "Will you take us home?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I'll give y'all a ride home." So I give him. So I'm in a single cab Ford F-150. He's on the other side. She's in the middle. I'm driving. We're on the way, and she's like talking to him while like kind of jerking me off over my pants, like touching my dick and shit. And I'm like, what the fuck is happening? He's over there and you're touching my pecker.
Yeah.
Like, this is crazy. We get to the house, he gets out and he goes, "All right, Bree, let's go." And she goes, "He's going to take me home. He's going to give me a ride home. Don't worry about it." And he goes, "Mason, you take care of her." And I was like, "Oh, I will." And dude, we drive down the road and she goes, "Pull over. We're going to fuck." And I was like, "Oh, okay." Literally, right down the road from this guy's house, there's a car wash in my hometown. It's still there. I drive by it and I think that's where this happened.
Nice.
Park in the back of the car wash. We're fucking. She goes, "Spit in my face, choke me, and put it in my ass." I'm second time ever having spit. I'm like, what? This is back when I was still fucking through my boxers.
Yeah.
I used to put my dick through the hole in the boxers because I was self-conscious about being naked. So I would fuck with just my pecker through the hole of the boxers.
Well, with me, I was just, I would fuck with pants on for a long time because I was like, I'm just going to try to get in as quick before she changes her mind.
Yeah, dude, exactly.
Not wasting any time.
See, I was nervous
about
about her seeing me naked. That was just, and for no reason. Like, I was just scared. And so I did it. Like, and she literally goes, she was like, and like spits on my dick. And she goes, just ramming in. And I'm like, all right. So like, I'm fucking this chick in the ass. And all of a sudden I hear on the window and I turn. And it's my buddy's cousin at the window. And he goes, "Chance! He's fucking Brianna!" Dude, I'm like, "Oh no!" And I pull out and I just put it in drive and we just, and I look behind and he's going, "Fuck you, motherfucker! You piece of shit!" Dude, and I just took off. And then later that night, I take her to my buddy's apartment and I'm fucking her on the bathroom sink and this nail polish spilled and just burned the shit out of her pussy and my balls. It was crazy.
Yeah.
It was a good night.
Yeah, it normally is. Yeah. It's a fun night.
It was a really fun night.
Oh, shit.
She ended up becoming obviously a broken human being.
We had a cool one. There was this one girl I'd make out with.
But that car wash.
There's a
pretty
girl.
girl.
She was like a preacher's daughter. She lived
Oh,
down
they're
the
the
road.
worst.
Well, she would like go kind of far, but she wouldn't go all the way, And then like about a year later, we were hanging out, and me and my best friend they were playing basketball, her and her friend, and they're like, "Let's play." And we're like, "Yeah, sure." And I was like, "But if we win, you have to do whatever we say." And then they're like, "Yeah, okay, absolutely." And they like talked it over, and then we played. And they didn't fucking score.
Dominated.
21-0. It was like we were playing on a little kid's goal, and we were fucking dunking it. It was like it was bad. And then they did, and like we banged both of the chicks.
Oh, it worked.
It was really cool. Yeah.
Oh, they wanted to get banged. They
Wait,
knew
did
they
y'all
were gonna
swap
lose.
too?
We did. Well, so it started off. I was with one of the girls, and we were fucking on my buddy's brother's bed, and we broke it.
Nice.
And the other girl wanted to fuck me after that. And it wasn't like it wasn't like I was good at bed. Like, truth is, like little boy bed just ain't made for fucking.
Yeah,
you know?
we're good. Yeah, because
It wasn't that I was great at sex or nothing. And then we ended up switching that night, and like it was really cool. We we're just rotating out, and
tag me in.
we got to that's what we did. We were like, all right, this is how we're gonna end it. You're gonna go down on her, and we're gonna jerk off on her face. So that's what.
Wait,
did.
hold on. You're both gonna jerk off while the chick goes down on the other girl?
Yeah, and we were like 15 then.
That's real progressive.
It was pretty cool. It was
Holy
cool. I was
shit.
like, I've seen enough porn. This is the way I want to come.
That's so crazy, dude.
And
Oh,
At
shit.
15, you couldn't have paid me to have my pecker out in front of my friend.
it it was fun. It was fun. Well, then we like walked them home, and we were like through this little alleyway, and we see police cars like at her house, and we were like,
Like,
hey,
we heard a bed got broken.
hey, we should probably not go with you guys now, or else we're gonna get in more trouble. And they're like, yeah, that's a good idea. So we just like crept back, and they like had to go and.
Did you ever find out what the cops were there for?
Because their mom like called the police because she was missing out of her room.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's classic.
Yeah, pretty crazy.
Dude, sneaking in, there was nothing more exciting than sneaking into a girl's bedroom through a window.
I know.
Nothing more. We went and did it. Me and two buddies. Me and one friend were gonna bang these two girls, but then we had our other friend with us, like the fat kid. You know?
You had the one. He was the funny guy.
Yeah, and he is funny.
That's it. We all had that dude in high school.
He's got like 6 kids now. But like, so we go to these chicks' house and they let us in the window. Only one of them was hot. The other chick was kind of fat. And I'm like, well, I'll take that one, you know? And then my fat friend goes, I guess I'll just lay in the floor while you go.
Yeah.
So
I guess I'll just listen.
My fat friend's just laying in the floor. Me and this fat chick are in the bed. And then my buddy and the hot chick are in the bed. Same bed. And I hear them making out. So me and this fat chick start making out. And then I hear her start moaning. So I'm like, well, I guess we're fingering? We're fingering. Okay. So like, fingering initiated, right? And dude, I just remember thinking like, it's like a puddle of water. Like, I just remember thinking like, it's so wet. And I just remember going, like, because, you know, people are always like, 2 fingers, you know?
Yeah.
3, you get 3?
Yeah.
And I just remember going, 2. Oh, shit, 3? And then I went, let's try 4. And I remember getting 4 in there. And I remember going, I got 4 fingers in this girl. Holy shit. And for years, me and my friends would be like, old 4-finger Sally.
No. Yeah.
I had a girl, the first girl I fingered, like, worst smell ever. And I just thought that's
but
how.
you went like this,
I
though.
thought vaginas, I thought they all smelled like that. Like, you know, because that was my first vagina I
Yeah.
ever fingered. And I was
And
like,
young girls
proud of
don't
it.
know about
My fingers
hygiene.
stung for 2 days.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't wash them, by the way. I went to school. I was like,
You smell.
You got smell.
And then we're
Like,
all
that's what
such
the one
gross
was like,
savages. We're like,
Yeah.
oh!
It was gross.
Oh!
It was gross, but I thought that's how vaginas smell. And
Yeah.
I was like, you know, that was my expectation. And there was never another one like that.
Oh, good.
And thank God.
Yeah.
'Cause, yeah.
Getting shell shocked from that. How was it when you smelled a good one for the first time?
Well, a good vagina smells like water.
Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't really
I don't
smell.
really have that much
It doesn't
of a
really
smell.
smell. It's normally
Nothing. That's what you want. I hate when there's not stubble, but more than stubble. Like when it's not a bush, but when it's like more than stubble.
post
And it
like a week shaved.
Like a what? Like not a full blown afro down there, but like hair, you know?
Yeah.
And it always smells like a wet mop.
Yeah. I'll be honest, I like a bush. I've only hooked up with 2 girls that have had pubes. And, you know,
I don't care for it.
Like, how much of a bush are you
Well,
talking?
I mean, I don't care. Just don't shave it at all. You know,
Really?
give me a
Would
little.
you
I
care
would
about-
like a switch up. It's been so long.
Like compared
It's
to
been
your
like
goatee.
20 years since I've had a hairy vagina. I would just like to experience it. You know,
Take me
How do you
back.
feel about hairy legs or hairy armpits?
no, I'm totally against that.
Okay.
Yeah, deal breaker.
Yeah.
but the hairy vagina, just you know.
Did you ever have you ever noticed this when you're fucking a girl from like she's like a reverse cowgirl and for some reason their asshole's hairy? It's like nothing else is hairy, but then there's like 4 hairs.
There's always toilet paper rolls in it. Every time. Every time. Why is that always there?
Oh.
And you're,
Yeah,
Yeah, that
I've
sounds a lot
knocked
like the first time I lost my virginity then.
Very many toilet
what was
rolls have been knocked out of my
wait, oh, by the way, I lost my virginity to a chubby girl. Did you guys lose your
Yeah.
virginity to someone that you thought was hot?
Yeah.
Mine was,
I was like- I was
she was
like-
a little chubby too.
I was just excited to be there.
Mine was she was a thick Korean.
You don't see many of those.
And you don't, especially. Well, it was Midwest. She was Midwestern Korean. That's why it was those dairy diets and shit like that.
Yeah, the first girl I fucked.
oh no.
I was.
Oh, no.
Yeah, she was a
God
little
damn it.
chubby. Second girl I fucked, she was 18, and I told her that I was 18. but I was really 14, and me and my cousin
Oh, really?
we were lying the whole time.
Did you
we
have
went,
facial hair already?
No, but I looked older when I was young, so they just thought that I was, and we like made up this story. It's like, hey, when's your 350Z getting out of the shop? But I let him
Did
in
you
on
have
the
one?
No,
Oh.
it was just like we were going along with
You
it.
were Joe Dirt, and you were like getting the gas.
Yeah, and we went and
gas
watched
footprint
Wedding
pedal.
Crashers, and I fucked her in the back of my cousin's dad's. He had his dad's truck, and I fucked her in the back of that truck while listening to the Seether album.
Oh,
Nice.
dude, I've been getting back into
I'm
Seether.
broke. It was-
Dude, when he was dating Amy Lee, we were getting some bangers.
No, it was crazy with this girl. She had her dad's truck all the time too, though. But it was a big 350. Like this was 2007, and he had a 2000, or this was like 2009. He had a 2008 350 diesel, and she was a 5'4" Korean girl just driving this shit around
Little
town.
dumpling.
Oh yeah, and then she'd pull up to parties and stuff like that. And we never talked. We only fucked.
Oh,
Ever.
I love that.
It was just it was only if we were at parties we ran into each other. We knew it was just, we got to the point of like, hey, what are you doing? And then
Right, this
like
is the
let's
deal.
go. Oh yeah. So it was constantly with that. The first time I banged her was in the back of my mom's Pontiac Vibe. That's where I lost my virginity at.
Can you pull up a Pontiac Vibe?
Oh, it's in the seats. It normally it looks comfortable when the seats are down, but they were not down in that night. I was in a hurry. I'd skipped because like normally you build up. Did you ever build up on bases when it came to fucking around with girls? Did
What
your
do you
finger
mean
blow?
build?
Like first
at the
base, second
start.
base.
At the start. Well,
All that-
you did cross first base. You
Oh,
couldn't
these
see
things
your
are
finger,
pieces of
second.
shit.
No, dude, my mom's was the shit. That thing
These
was awesome.
cars were death traps, I think.
No, they were great. They were good to camping. They were good to.
No, because they don't make them anymore.
Oh, they sold them off to like
Well,
Subaru and
Pontiac's
stuff.
I think
It's
Pontiac's
been going
gone.
since 09.
Yeah,
I
Pontiac's done.
loved Pontiac.
But
I'm
like
a
with
huge
the-
Trans Am guy.
Those GTOs that they came out with for a short stint were pretty cool, but they looked like a Sunfire.
Yeah, they were fast as fuck.
But like,
though.
get the,
No, they were.
They
Get
did
the
look
inside.
like-
They were.
They
so like,
did
get
look
the
like a
inside down
Sunfire,
when it's
though.
open though, because
It was weird because they were not aesthetically pleasing, but they were super fast. They had a 6.1.
Yeah,
and
they
would,
were
like,
ugly, but they
dust
were
the
sick.
fuck out of
Though,
other
yeah.
cars. Yeah.
Look
Very
up
fast.
Pontiac GTO 08.
They came out from 06 to 08.
'Cause they look
maybe
just like a
04 to
Sunfire.
06, and then the GT. Yeah, 04 to 06.
But they
And then
were
it became a
badass
G8.
cars, though.
And then it was a G8 after that.
Yeah, they
Which
always
didn't
the
have a
yellow one
fucking-
was the most popular. Always saw a yellow one. See how ugly they were?
no,
they-
like the if you
they could've
tricked
done
them
fine.
out,
They
those
could have done a
6.0,
better job.
They could have done a better
they
job.
tried to do a knockoff
These look like the
Skyline with them or
Grand
some
Prix.
shit.
Well, no, see, I think that it looks too much like a Pontiac Sunfire, which is a piece of shit, like four-cylinder.
There's
that
that.
chicks all
that's
hate.
what you got
There's
with your
it's
mom's
an
got.
actual
Yeah.
exact car of this Australian car. It's called a Holden.
Yeah.
Something. It's the exact same
Yep,
car.
it's the same one.
Just different badges.
Also in Australia, they have those brand new. They have El Caminos in Australia,
I
but
didn't
they're
know
not
that.
called that. Holden makes them too, I think.
Yeah.
But it's basically it looks just like an El Camino. It's a car with a bed in the back. But yeah, see, that looks just like the GTO.
Oh yeah, no, that's with those vibes. You threw a bed in the back of those as well. They were good cars, reliable.
And those they always smelled like cigarettes.
Yeah.
Like it was.
They did
It's
that.
like you said, it was always
only
a
one I ever
mom's
been
car.
in was a fucking
It was-
red one like that. My aunt
That
smoked
right there?
cartons of cigarettes.
They were always the cars you saw.
that red one.
They were always the cars you saw at
Holden
independent.
Commodore.
Actually, looks kind of cool.
Yeah.
And you can only get these are only in Australia too.
Dang, that they do look kind of cool.
Yeah, they do. And this is like those are manufactured. That's like
That's like their updated.
Yeah, it
El
always
Camino.
trips me
Yeah,
out
it's very
when you
popular
see
in Australia,
cars
yeah.
that are the what we don't have. Like, because I was looking through the itinerary for I'm going to Guatemala in 2 weeks. And
Why?
there's a bunch of cars. I'm just going to go. I like to do a bunch of gay nature shit.
Oh
you
yeah,
know?
that's why you went to
Some
the
of
Grand
the-
Canyon
About
and stuff.
nature.
I'm going to go.
No, hiking's for fucking lesbians.
I'm gonna go camp out on a volcano and watch an active volcano. It erupts every 15 minutes.
Oh, cool.
So I'm just gonna camp out up there and watch that, and then come back.
Can we look up where he's going?
Yeah, Akatananga. I can spell that.
Yeah, you definitely want to. Just looked up Guatemala volcano.
Yeah, that's it. Fuego. That's actually it. So I camp out on Akatananga, which is where those people are standing, and Fuego is the one in the back.
Now, when you get there, are you just gonna rent the stuff to camp with?
So I've got all the camping supply. I went and bought a backpack, a tent, a sleeping bag that I can carry it. You know.
And you're gonna ship it.
I'm just gonna take it with me on the
Just
plane.
check it.
Check it. Well, what I do is I always do a carry on, and then like every time, 100% of the time, they're like, if you want to check a bag, you can do that instead because we're limited space. So then my bag is just too big to carry on anyway, so I just go check it then for free.
Okay.
Yeah.
Dude, I once went to we went to Wakarusa it was the last year that they had it in Arkansas. It's a music festival. It's like right by my hometown. I went like 5 years in a row. And we checked we flew with our tent, you know, and we also put like our drugs in there and all that shit. And we checked our tent, and we get there, no tent. So for a day, I'm panicking because it had all of our drugs in it too.
Oh shit.
So not only was that like where we can't go to the festival without our tent,
Yeah.
it's like it's got my drugs in it too.
Yeah.
Dude, I didn't even sleep that night. I was literally just waiting for the airport to call me so I could go get my shit, and everything was fine. It like came.
That is an adrenaline rush, though.
Yeah, but dude,
Yeah.
oh my god. But anyways, are you going to that by yourself?
I am doing that one by myself. I'm going to Yosemite.
Really, you are going by yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Well, who are you going to talk to?
Well, I thought about taking acid, so I just talked to myself a lot.
There you go.
And so I might do that. The next week I'm going to Yosemite with my cousin, so we're doing that one. That'll be fun. But I do like to go, just take trips by myself. It's fun. I like to
That's
take
cool.
psychedelics and
Sounds
kind of
good, yeah.
just be out in nature.
You take a trip and then trip while you're tripping.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
cool.
I did the Grand Canyon. I did all 26 miles while I was on acid.
Well,
Oh, shit, how long
on
did you take to
donkey?
do that?
Well, so I had a time frame. I had to wait for this fucking shuttle. So I had to be there at like 3 to do it. And I left a little early, so I got to take like extensive just chill breaks.
Okay.
And it took me like 19 hours though.
Damn.
Wait,
yeah,
yeah.
we hiked it in 2013. We parked at the South Rim, went to the North Rim, and then took 4 days going back across.
Are you walking?
Oh, yeah?
Yeah,
Yeah.
backpacking, hiking.
So you did rim to rim back,
Yeah. So we went from the North Rim back
rim
to the
to rim.
South Rim.
Okay, nice. Yeah, I just did it all in one, just from south to north, and then took a shuttle back. And I almost fucked myself because like it snowed and
Yeah.
the shuttle almost didn't come that day, and I was out of water and I was out of food.
Oh shit.
I was out of everything. So
And
I
they
didn't
don't
know
have,
that they
like,
just
stations
don't
or
come
nothing.
sometimes.
You drink
No,
the piss?
you can get a beer and a steak at the bottom of the Grand Canyon though. There's like a little restaurant that they stock by donkey.
Really?
Yeah.
Nice.
Is it super expensive?
I mean,
Do you know what it's called? I want to.
So I saw that.
Phantom Ranch
I did it
is-
overnight, and
Okay.
so I saw that, but I didn't like everything was closed.
Wait, when you say you did it overnight, you were hiking throughout the night?
yeah, I started at
Don't you
about
have to worry
4.
about like rattlesnakes? and
No,
stuff?
so I went in November when it was snowing and shit.
Okay.
Everything's going. But I started at like 4 o'clock, watched the sun go down, then watched the sun come up, and it was fucking.
So when I saw the
So
Grand Canyon, it was in November as well. Because I remember I was wearing a jacket. But dude, and you'll probably hate this, but like, so we get to the Grand Canyon, and it's like you pay like $30 just to park, and I'm there with Carrie and the dog, and like I just remember walking up and like, I'm like there it is. All right, let's go. Like I'm like, yeah.
This is a big ass hole.
That's a canyon.
Yeah, I've seen mountains.
And I didn't even consider fucking hiking. I'm like, yeah, all right,
I
let's go
love
get a
it.
beer.
one of the craziest things for me was like how fucking fat the squirrels are right by the South Rim.
Because of trash or
Everybody's feeding them.
Yeah.
Oh.
And they are the fattest, most aggressive squirrels.
They're
Good
aggressive
American
like
squirrels.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good U.S. squirrels. Oh shit.
Yeah, it was definitely a fun one. I don't know. I was thinking about taking acid to Guatemala. I'm just kind of scared to fly with it, I guess.
Oh, buddy.
No.
Acid's the easiest thing to fucking take. You just put it in a book.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, dude.
That's I
There's no way of detecting it.
Yeah, no, it's good. Is that how mainly just you talk to yourself? You say is that how you mainly just think of shit to write?
Yeah, I think of material, and also it's kind of used
Cool.
as like a meditative.
That's
Dude,
why.
that's
Type
really
thing.
cool that you do that alone.
Yeah,
like,
I like
I that sounds scary to me.
Well, like the Grand Canyon was such a challenge, and a lot of it was hell. But once I completed it, I was like how relieved and how great I felt after.
And
it's like
it's like, man, that was an accomplishment.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
I'm alive.
I'm alive. That was
And I
pretty
did it. I almost ran out of water.
It was fun. Yeah, so I like doing shit like that.
That's cool, man.
good
How
to-
old are you?
35.
Oh, nice. Oh, you're cool. So you're just a year older than me. Nice, dude. Yeah, you couldn't. I mean, you could pay me. I would do it if someone paid me, but I would never volunteer to do such a thing.
Do you mainly like doing that shit just by yourself though?
Yeah, a lot of times, and I just kind of got tired of like I would ask people, and they'd be down to go until day of,
And then, yeah.
And then
they'd
bail out,
fucking
that's like,
bail.
fuck it, I'm
and then
still going.
that's what happened. I was like, because I mean, any other time I would have just bailed too, and then I was like, no, you know what, fuck it, I'm going. And we were gonna go to Big Bend, and then
Oh,
I had
yeah,
a bunch
nice.
I've had a bunch of shrooms with me then, and that kind of started it, and was like, this is awesome. I like it. And I
Big Bend
enjoyed
is
it.
Oregon, right?
No, Big. That's what I said. Yeah, Big Bend is here.
Yeah, West Texas.
West Texas.
Oh, what's that place?
Bend
in
is in
Bend.
Oregon. I would love
gotcha.
to go.
Okay.
Yeah.
Dude, Northern
Regular
California
size
is the
Bend.
prettiest part of the country.
Yes, I'm going to Yosemite. I'm excited about
That'll
that.
be
It's
awesome.
supposed to be out of this
Have you ever
world.
been to the Redwood Forest?
No.
Dude, you want to talk about it? Looks like prehistoric shit.
Yeah, it basically
Like,
is. Like,
it's
that shit's old as hell.
It is so. Wait, did you go to the one where you can drive through the tree?
No.
So I was in my Silverado, so we couldn't fit. But I still saw the tree, and it was fucking. It was cool as shit, dude.
Dude,
We
take-
stayed in Big Sur, and then we stayed in Morro Bay. Oh, we saw a UFO in Morro Bay. That
No
was
shit.
cool as fuck. Yeah.
Did you
So,
ever?
yeah, I've been to that.
Oh, the Silverado won't fit that shit.
No,
That's
Silverado
crazy.
wouldn't fit.
Chandler Tree.
There's one that. Is
But
that
dude, so yeah.
Tahoe
Also,
that's not
oh,
going through
look
it?
up. There's this amusement. It's not an amusement park. It's like got this big Paul Bunyan statue.
Oh,
It's
state
like-
park, national
it's this-
park,
Yeah, but like you get in this gondola,
gondola.
Gondola.
and it takes you up to the top, and you just overlook it, dude. It's like it's like you're in Jurassic Park. Like it's cool as fuck. But there's a tree like that one. It's like the biggest one. Yeah, I've been. Yeah, with the blue bull. So I've been to
That's
this.
Babe, man. That's Babe the Blue
Dude,
Ox.
I went to this, and it was breathtaking. Like,
Nice.
But this ain't hiking. This is.
Oh, it's just
This is
touristy
like-
shit.
you
You
just
can
go
hike
there
there.
and-
There's definitely trails there.
But dude, this was so fucking cool, man.
Yeah.
If you go to,
that's my
dude,
kind of shit.
I keep bringing up Minnesota. You go up there, there's a Paul Bunyan every fucking
The-
50 yards.
The one to the right where the little the walkway is
The,
within the trees. That was cool as shit too.
No,
to the-
sometimes
to the
it's
right.
nice to do that shit by yourself though. You can just focus and be in your own
I
zone.
truly like it. I
That,
like
like,
doing
people always
at
ask
least
me how
one
I
or
take
two a
those
year.
drives alone. With those drives, like I did the I-10 going from Texas to California and shit like that, going through the Arizona mountains and stuff. I went through Pennsylvania at one point. That shit has some scary cliffs.
Did you
in that.
see the Amish people?
Yeah, they have Amish people in Minnesota too. And
Oh,
Ohio.
really?
Yeah,
Well,
they're
wait, now are they Amish or are they those Manettes or whatever?
Mennonites.
We got
No,
Men-
I'm
we got
talking like
Mennonites in
legit
Tennessee.
non-electrical.
We have Mennonites in
We got
Arkansas, my
Mennonites.
hometown in Arkansas.
Yeah, they're horse and buggy setups.
Well, Mennonites they can use electricity.
Yeah,
Yeah.
They had to
They're
keep
not
up.
like the street.
They got a Walmart.
And they
but
stay in
take
touch
their
with
horse and
politics.
buggy
They do.
there.
The Mennonites love a Walmart.
They do love Walmart. They fucking take their horse and buggy. And
The
like,
ones
we
in
have
Arkansas,
a big
they have
Mennonite
vehicles.
place.
They're cheating a little bit. My grandpa used to always say, "Yeah, them Amish people's full of shit. I know they got a phone in the barn." I'm like, all right.
They got a
That's-
CB radio.
Dude, I had these Pentecostal grandparents when I was step grandparents when I was young, from about like 11 to like 18, and they would had a TV hidden behind a curtain so that their friends wouldn't see that they had it, because you're not supposed to have a TV if you're truly a
Yeah.
Pentecostal.
Really?
But then yet they had internet, so it's like
It's all
they were the most
finicky shit.
hypocritical people I've ever
Well,
met.
no, it's all finicky shit. Every religion has its own hypocritical. Christians eat shrimp, even though you shouldn't eat shellfish at all, and that's like a celebration with that shit.
Really?
Yeah, it's a sin to eat shellfish. It's because that's an insect. But that's again, every
love
religion counter
fuck
CrossFit
shellfish.
counter like they all,
Big crawfish guy.
Nope.
You
hate
know,
it.
like
Oh, I love crawfish.
I love a goddamn crawfish bowl.
but only southern. You can't eat really northern crawfish.
I like fried shrimp in Louisiana. Like if I'm in New Orleans,
Yeah.
I like fried shrimp. But I'm not eating the where the
Crawfish
shrimp
is-
cocktail, the ice, like where the shrimp's in
I
the
like
ice.
Oh, I'll do that.
Dude, throw
For
some
sure.
lemon on
Oh,
that
yeah.
shit.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
great.
Yeah.
Mason, you just don't like anything cold or like.
Well, also I don't like stuff that
Only
tastes
thing
like
cold I
water.
like's beer.
Yeah, that's all. My whiskey can be warm too. That's fine. Have you traveled a bunch out of the country?
Not a lot. I went to Canada last year. That was really cool. Went to Banff.
Is that the only place outside of the country you've been?
I went to Mexico when I was a kid. We did like a cruise, but the Guatemala, this will be like
Cool.
the-
That's
really
good.
the
Are you
only
gonna
other
see the? I know you're doing the volcano thing. All right, how long are you gonna be there?
I'm just going for 3 days.
Oh wow, that's
Yeah.
so quick.
Yeah, you just camp out up there for one night. I got like a really dope ass hotel that only cost $109. Like
Of
here it'd be
course, yeah.
$1,000,
dude. And you
That's
tip
insane.
everybody a $5 bill. They think you're the fucking president.
Yeah, everything's super cheap there. I'm excited. It's gonna be
No,
fun.
that's gonna be, dude. That'll be fun, man. Fuck, I had another question about. Oh yeah, I was gonna say I didn't know you were only gonna be there for 3 days. My buddy, one of my best friends, went and they went and did where they take you out in the jungle and show you the old Aztec like pyramids.
See,
and
yeah,
shit.
yeah, yeah, yeah. That's I'm gonna go do that.
The Mayan ruins?
The Mayan
Yeah,
ruins.
the Mayans.
It's called
yeah,
the Lost World.
I want to see all that alien shit that they got on the wall, like of the dude flying the rocket. You know?
They have a whole bunch of that shit all over the place.
Yeah, I
Like,
love it.
They do.
I love it. Dude, I used to be obsessed with
2
ancient
hours
aliens.
from the airport because I'm gonna get my rental.
you're getting a
$50
rental car.
for 3 days.
Wow.
Super cheap.
What is it an El Camino?
Nah, so I haven't actually got it yet. It's compact car, and it's a bunch of like this. I think
Stick
Holden
shift?
was one of them. No, I'll probably just get like
You
automatic.
should get a little stick shift and just.
Yeah.
Is it left side driving?
I think it's. I don't know. I really don't. I probably should figure that out.
Dude. So when I was in Australia, they're right side driving, and my buddy I have friends there, and that's like we stayed with him, and he goes, just remember, always make sure that you're in the middle, and you'll be fine. And I was like, all right, that's fair enough, and it's true. Like if you're here, you are in the middle of the road. Like,
well, aren't the steering wheels on the different
and then
side of the
if
car?
it's over there, the same thing. You're in the middle.
Yeah.
Like, and it worked. But I was there for almost a month. So when I got home, I accidentally just a couple of times turned left into ongoing traffic, and I was like, oh shit!
How long did you stay there for?
Almost a month.
Nice.
It was like 3.5 weeks.
Hell yeah.
And we went to Byron Bay, which is like where the most shark attacks happen. And then we went to Fraser Island, which was look up Fraser Island. It's the world's largest sand. So in the middle of Fraser Island, there's the world's largest freshwater lake, and it's freshwater because it's filtered through the sand of the ocean, and it becomes freshwater.
And that's the world's freshwater lake?
No, it's the world's largest sand like island.
Oh, okay.
Like, and it's natural. Like, yeah. So that I swam in that lake.
That's beautiful.
That is
Dude, it was
beautiful.
phenomenal. But so what you do is when you land. Yep, I've been at that boat right there. That rusty. Fucking,
What is that? Rusty
So
old
when you
boat?
see how those cars are driving on the beach right there.
Yeah.
So you get there by ferry. You pull up on the ferry, and they take you and they unload you on the beach, and you've got a certain amount of time to haul ass to the. Look up the little town.
Oh,
that's
does
like-
it close up?
Because the tide comes in.
Yeah.
So there's only a certain amount of time where you can get to where you're going.
So it's seawater, but it gets filtered through the sand and becomes
So
freshwater.
that's in the middle of the island. But on the outskirts, it's regular ocean, and it's gorgeous. See, like that little coastal picture? So there's a little town there where you rent these Airbnbs. So look up like the Fraser Island Resort maybe or something. Because they have these little Airbnbs that you rent, and then there's a bar, there's a little like a little market where you can buy beer and stuff. Everything's crazy expensive.
Yeah, it's touristy town, man. It's always gonna be.
No, that's not it.
It does look dope though.
That
But,
does look sweet as hell. It does look like a beer would
But
cost
so they
$50.
they have a little bar that stays open till like 2 a.m. And and when you leave your Airbnb to walk on the beach to go to the little town, they have not coyotes. They have dingoes. So they have these sticks that are called dingo bats, I think is what they call it. And it's so you can hit one if they get too close
Fuck
to you.
yeah, that rules.
Yeah, and they're just sitting. They have a little thing with
Hell
the sticks,
yeah.
and it's these little bats, and you just take them when you walk, and you can just beat the shit out of dingoes. I never saw one, but I did see a bunch of Guyanas, which are these giant lizards that are like in the tree. They're like a miniature Komodo dragon.
So like an
Dude.
iguana?
It's no,
guy
they're
hand.
bigger. They're bigger than an iguana.
No, dude, go to Key West and you'll see some big ass iguanas.
You see any of those?
No, I saw a wolf spider while I was there though, and it was massive.
Oh yeah.
Hell
Scared
yeah.
the shit out
I
of me.
bet.
And I told my buddy, I go, dude, there's a massive spider in your bathroom, and he goes, oh, he's not hitting anybody. Let's go. We'll just get him, take him outside. I'm like, no, dude, don't touch it. Let's step on it. He's like, oh, he's not bothering anybody.
Come on, Mason, don't be a pussy.
I'm like, no, dude.
He's just a little guy.
And then he's like, let's go smoke some myth. But no, dude, if anyone goes to Australia, man, so the East Coast, it's like Gold Coast and Sunshine Coast. Sunshine Coast is like Brisbane and North. That's where you want to be. I mean, it was gorgeous. And then we flew up to, we went to Cairns for a week too, which is northern Australia where all the crocodiles are.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and they have a bunch of signs like "Do not swim." Crocodile. We went to the Daintree rainforest.
Did you see any crocodiles?
Yeah,
Hell yeah.
yeah.
That's
It was
cool.
wild. We went to the Daintree rainforest, which was really cool. But so that one you get on a ferry, but it's a ferry that just is by a rope. Not a rope. It's like a chain.
Oh, yeah, so
And
it just pulls
goes
you
ba-
across.
It just goes back and forth all
Nice.
day.
Oh, yeah.
Daintree Rainforest, I think is what it's called. But dude, this was the trip of a lifetime. We had the best time, dude. And I'll tell you that. Remember, you were like, I was nervous to fly with acid.
Yeah.
So I may or may not have smuggled in a half ounce of cocaine, ate the Molly, and 40 hits of LSD.
Jesus.
Sounds like a good time.
Yeah, paid for my trip, allegedly.
Holy shit.
Yeah, so we
Nice.
did this. We went to this too. And we went to the Steve Irwin Zoo. We went
That
to the
fucking
Australia
rules.
Zoo.
That Daintree rainforest.
Yo, dude, it was awesome. It was
Yeah.
fucking beautiful.
What kind of wildlife did you see?
So this one we saw more at the zoo, obviously, but I don't remember seeing. I mean, we saw crocodiles here. Not here, but what is it, froze?
Yeah, this is fucking
But saw a bunch of like lizards and shit. Not too. We saw more cool shit on Fraser Island than here, but it was cool, man.
You seen a crocodile be cool. I've got to see alligators a lot. I live in Florida.
I
Those
mean,
are
I've
fucking
been
cool.
to New Orleans 8 times.
Yeah,
And
Tampa
I've
didn't
done
really
the-
hold a lot of gators in it, huh?
What? Yeah, we got a pretty good bit.
In Tampa?
Yeah, in Tampa.
In St. Pete, they were mainly down there, but I never saw as much as I did
Well,
down in, like,
so I was in like right by the campus, and there's like a Hillsborough River right there, and they're all over it.
I knew
like,
they-
I'd see it all the time. Like we'd have alligator signs at my apartment.
Did you go
It's
to
like,
St. Pete
beware of
on really?
alligators. Yeah, it was cool. They,
Watch your dogs.
well, yeah, because we
Yeah.
have a pond that they just come up to and just fucking.
Didn't you ever see that
sunbathe.
video of that old guy grabbing
yeah.
an alligator and his dog, and he's like ripping it out?
Yeah.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
fucking ass.
And then that kid got ate at Disney World or
Disney
whatever.
World.
Yeah. Well, there's a pond down in St. Petersburg, Florida, where it's mainly gators hang out there because it's where they dump bodies at, and like swimmers don't go in there because there's just alligators
Wait,
all over.
who-
the
They
place.
dump
dumping bodies?
bodies?
You didn't hear about that?
No.
one? It's down in St. Pete.
That's like okay.
Who's dumping bodies? Is it like
Anyone who
gangsters?
gets killed.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh, so that's what I meant. Like, yeah.
Anyone who's doing the killing down there.
Huh.
There was a famous pond because I knew a dude back when I worked at a boatyard in St. Petersburg. Just was when I got out of the military or the Navy. So I
Yeah,
figured-
so you lived in St. Pete?
It's like, why not just transition over to a boatyard? It's the same thing, and it was fucking sucked for way less. No, I lived over in Largo, between
Okay.
Clearwater and St. Pete.
Yeah, I lived in Temple Terrace.
Oh yeah, I know that.
I love fucking Tampa, dude. It's so
Oh,
great.
dude, it's a great area. It's like that's an area with large highways, but didn't have a lot of people at that time, so you could drive
Yeah, it's
easily.
still the same kind of. Like,
Is it
it's just
really?
it's so spread out.
Yeah.
It's not like Austin, and like Austin's kind of in a centralized area. Tampa's just like real spread out.
Was it cheap rent?
in
About
Tampa,
the same.
Same.
Yeah.
I lived maybe like a mile and a half from or actually 10 minutes from the beach. It was like $900 for a 1-bedroom. Yeah.
Well, this was fun, dude.
Real
Yeah,
fun.
I like the travel talk. That was fun.
Well,
Yeah.
hell
Dude,
yeah.
That's crazy that you do that alone.
Yeah.
That's that's wild to me.
Yeah.
Well,
Maybe it's not that wild, but to me, like
It's-
I'm not doing that.
people ask me why I'm not doing that road work shit, or why I'm doing it by myself. Speaking of which, I might ask you not to come with me, but a few places in Oklahoma if you're game.
Yeah, but you're gonna drive me back?
I'd probably just fly you out.
Oh.
I'm not driving you back. I have a fucking
I thought
RV
you
behind me,
meant go
Dick.
and turn around and we'll come back.
No, because I get why traveling by yourself can be good, because then you're just stuck with it. But I like hitting the open road alone and making those long ass drives. You just sit in the
Get in the
quiet.
zone.
People think I'm crazy when I sit in the quiet, and I'm like, I didn't
I
even
like
know the
that.
radio was
I've
off.
said
Yeah,
that
yeah,
to
yeah,
you
yeah.
before.
I did that.
You
too.
think I'm crazy.
We've drove to
I-
places and I'm like, dude, Wyatt, what are we doing?
I do that too.
I'm just like,
play some
I'm an
fucking
old man
music.
when it comes
Yeah.
to driving. I just like to be in my own
I
thoughts.
do
Yeah.
too.
You might as well be putting on AM radio.
I fucking should. I can't deal with the. I don't like picking things while I'm driving.
All right. Well, you got anything to plug, buddy?
No.
Instagram?
nothing. Zach Headrick comedy.
There we go, guys. Go follow Zach, JT. Plug your. You got when are your camper dates coming up?
Hell yeah, camper dates. The I-35 tour from Texas to Minnesota, May 17th, Bristow, Oklahoma, and mainly in Oklahoma for the remainder of May. June, Nebraska, Iowa, and then the whole month is in Minnesota in July. Open to all RV parks if you're interested. The website drops on May 3rd, Roadwork Comedy just roadworkcomedy.com.
Hell yeah, dude. Ryland, are you done with the with Rage? ATX?
Yes.
It's over,
Yeah, well, I mean, yeah, for now.
except for a one-off maybe here and there.
Yeah, we'll see what happens.
Well, guys, follow Ryland Ingram. It's Ryland Ingram on Instagram, right?
Yep, that's it.
And guys, please like and subscribe to the YouTube channel, The High Noon Podcast. Are we still rolling? And also check out Drooling Banjos on YouTube and Spotify. Give that a follow, and you can find me on Instagram at Mason Smith Comedian. And I don't have anything that I remember to plug. So, Casey, thank you. Thank you guys for coming. Good time. Bill Hicks, you little fart monster.